Good day world, it's Mark, and today I'd like to show you how to set up a sandbox environment for building your own website before you go online. This will be using Windows, Apache, MySQL, PHP, WAMP for short, WordPress, and Elementor website builder. Let's start. First, we go to the SourceForge website for WAMP server. We download it and install it, and then after that we will get the WordPress files and into the directory that it creates. Here I search out the official WordPress content library. That will give us all the files we need to start our WordPress website. These files will come in use after we finish installing WAMP. If you're like most website designers, you don't want to use Internet Explorer as your main web browser while you're doing all these changes. So here I switch it to my personal favorite, Firefox, and then it asks for a Notepad change. I use Notepad++. Feel free to completely ignore the Notepad part because this is more so for advanced developers. Those WordPress files, we drag and drop them into the www directory, which resides in the root directory of the WAMP server. I edit each WordPress directory to a unique name so I can identify each project that I'm working on. It makes things easier for me personally, but there are many other methods out there. You'll see my WAMP server didn't actually start up properly down here where it's orange. This usually doesn't happen, but if it does, just try hitting restart and normally that fixes it for me. There are a couple of ways to access your WordPress website once you drag and drop those files. So first off, I show you how to use ipconfig in command prompt, which gives you your private address on your local area network, which is not accessible to the online world, unless of course you have a port forwarder to do so, which I don't recommend. The other option is just to simply type in localhost / the directory that you created, for in my case was WordPress Project 1. Here we log into our main database management system, which is phpMyAdmin front end. This basically allows us to make databases that WordPress can communicate to and create content dynamically, so it uses less resources on basically everybody's bandwidth. It makes everything a lot more compressed and a lot more modernized compared to older websites where everything was extremely static. Make sure when creating the database that you absolutely remember everything you type in, as this is coming up next for the actual WordPress initialization. This is how WordPress communicates with all the data. Back on the WordPress tab, fill in the blanks for database name, user, and password. Then hit the button Submit. Nice! You got your first WordPress website. Excellent. Let's go. So I guess now is the initial metadata for your website. So you can make it whatever name you want, whatever admin and password you want, but make it a little secure anyways. You don't want any hackers getting in. And you know, this is going to bring you to the front end. So this is going to be where all the magic happens, where you download plugins. You can get basically a plethora of templates at your disposal to have an opening framework, if you will, and then you can modify it to suit your needs. So now that we're logged in, we'll want to make ourselves used to the area. My go-to spots for starting a new website is the Active Templates Customize page, the Menus page, and Plugins page, and immediately downloading Elementor for beginning a website once I find a template that's close to the vision that I have for the main product. So WordPress does have a built-in website designer that could be used instead of Elementor, but personally I find it a little confusing and a little locked in for most of the options I like to have flexibility and make fast changes to, so I tend to lean towards Elementor myself. Here I make sure that the page that I created called Home is the default website that loads when I go to the main directory, which is exactly what you want it to do. So a lot of WordPress websites have log characteristics to them. So if you are just making a static website with not much of a library of content that you have to track and manage through the use of posts, then I'd get rid of all the widgets. Now is the time that we'll download the Elementor plugin, which is a website builder that is created and has many tutorials on YouTube on how to use it and make really creative websites just from scratch. This simplifies the website design process, where a lot of things would normally have to be coded from scratch, and you'd have a little bit more flexibility with coding, don't get me wrong, but this allows you to do things really snappy and make fast results.
And here we have a demo of what I took from the Elementor template library and kind of made a few minor adjustments, but just to showcase more so what Elementor and WordPress really are capable of doing and helping you speed up the process of making your own personal website that really works similar to Wix, but it has a little bit more flexibility in the long run with all the use of plugins. And one last quick tip here. Basically, I try to remove the header website title banner, the header page title, and some obnoxious navigation buttons that just basically wouldn't match the template. This is all done through additional CSS. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here on YouTube. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a good day.